You'll never believe what we caught on camera. It wasn't some glitch or a prank. It was real, and it turned my life into a nightmare. It started with the noises, a soft creak, barely audible at first. I brushed it off as an old apartment settling. But as the weeks passed, the sounds grew louder. A faint shuffle at night, almost rhythmic, like footsteps. I'd wake up, heart pounding, staring at the dark corners of my room, but nothing ever moved. Just silence. Mike, my roommate, shrugged it off. "Dude, you've been watching too many horror movies," he laughed. I want to believe him. I tried. But then there were the smells. A stale, almost metallic scent that came and went. No amount of cleaning seemed to help. It clung to the air like a bad memory. Mike said it was probably a dead rat in the walls. One night, I stayed up late working on a project. The TV murmured in the background while I typed away. Just after 3 a.m., the noise came again. This time it wasn't faint, it was deliberate. A loud, deliberate thud coming from the closet. Every instinct screamed at me to ignore it, but I couldn't. My hands shook as I grabbed a flashlight. The hallway felt endless as I walked toward the closet. I hesitated at the door, my pulse hammering in my ears. The flashlight's beam trembled as I opened it. Nothing, just clothes and old cardboard boxes. I almost laughed until I looked up. The crawl space cover above the closet was slightly ajar. My stomach dropped. Had it always been like that? I slammed the closet door shut and didn't sleep for the rest of the night. When Mike came home the next day, I told him what happened. He rolled his eyes but agreed to help me check the crawl space. We dragged a chair into the hallway and Mike climbed up, pushing the cover aside. His expression went blank as he peered inside. "There's nothing up here," he said, his voice shaky. But when he climbed back down, I noticed his hands trembling. "Let's just forget about it," he mumbled, avoiding my gaze. I couldn't forget. The unease noise gnawed at me. That's when I decided to set up the camera. We positioned it in the living room, facing the hallway and closet. Honestly, I hoped it would prove me wrong, that it was all in my head. The first 2 nights, the footage showed nothing out of the ordinary, just us going about our routines. But on the 3rd night, everything changed. The video showed the closet door creaking open slowly, almost hesitantly. Then a figure emerged. Pale, thin, and unnaturally slow, like his joints hadn't moved in years. He crawled out of the closet on all fours, his movements deliberate and eerie. He stood up, towering awkwardly, and turned toward the kitchen. His face was obscured, but his silhouette was unmistakable. We'd been living with him. We called the cops immediately. They searched the crawl space and found his makeshift home. Blankets, food wrappers, even a toothbrush. He'd been there for weeks, maybe months. The officers told us it wasn't the first case they'd seen like this. But there was something they didn't explain. In the crawl space, they found a notebook. It had our names, our schedules, and a list of strange, chilling observations about us. At the very bottom of the page was a single sentence: "I'll be back for my room." Before you go, make sure to like this video, subscribe if you dare, and share it so they'll know you warned them. But be careful who you send it to. Some doors are better left unopened. Turn on notifications so you'll always be ready. After all, the next story could already be yours.